you guys have to understand the power of the holistic model. And I'll just run through it briefly, and this is something we can talk about next time. But number one, if you want to be a better coach, you got to be a better man. If you want to be a better coach, you got to be a better leader. There it is right there. You need a holistic approach. You need to be an avenger, because your superpower is the holistic model. If you're not looking at yourself as a coach, a man, and a leader, then you're undervaluing what you have, because you got to be a great man. You got to be a great leader. And if you are those two, you're going to be a good coach. And so number one, I challenge everybody that's listening to this call and the sound of my voice. What are you doing physically every day to improve yourself as a coach? Well, coach, why you got to be physical? Well, if you're Stan Van Gundy coaching an NBA, you're Greg Popovich, you know what I mean? You're Terry Stotts. You don't have to be in shape to be a NBA coach. You don't have to be in shape to be a head college coach. I'm talking about skill trainers in this industry. I'm talking about player development coaches in any industry. If you're in the business of improving coaches' mind and body, you got to be in shape. You have to. Why? Well, number one, it takes stamina. If you train and coach at a high level, it takes stamina. If you want to keep up emotionally, as well as physically, with young kids, you got to be able to move. You got to be able to speak when you're tired. You got to be able to come up, right, and give your solution right away when there's confrontation. You can't do that physically. There's a lot of stress running a business, traveling, training, because if you do it the right way, it requires so much of you, right, emotionally and physically. And so exercise and every day does that. It alleviates stress. It releases endorphins. Research says it releases endorphins, which brings chemicals of joy to you. It fights illnesses. I don't go to the doctor, all right, unless I have a knee surgery. I just don't. I work out, and then part of being physical is eating. Like, how's your diet? You're telling these kids to do this, do that, but then they see you eat McDonald's. Now, again, you're not a player anymore, and I get that, but it doesn't send the right message, man. And I'm telling these coaches in China, look, you're telling these kids to be in shape and work hard and eat right and do all that, and then all these coaches go outside on a smoke break. Like, I don't get it. Like, that, to me, if you're gonna smoke, do it behind closed doors. If you're gonna, yeah, I'm not lying, man. Like, we you know, I was like, all right, well, next time we're training these 11-year-olds, next time we're training these 15-year-olds, let's go take them on a smoke break with us. And then so I put a cigarette in my mouth, and they all started laughing. And they were like, why are you laughing? I was like, why are you laughing? They said, because that doesn't fit you, Ganon. That's not you. And I was like, well, why does it have to be you? You came here to change your life. Quitting smoking is one way to do that, because the only way you're going to get better is to change. And for a lot of you guys, you know you need to work out, and you just can't do it. So you hit that wall. Well, if you coach and tell kids to change and be uncomfortable and you can't do it, I'm not sure your message has the same spiritual power, has the same authenticity, has the same genuineness. Because people ask me all the time, why are you so successful? Because I walk the walk, I talk the talk, I practice what I preach. It's damn hard to keep in shape at the level that I'm at 47. And I go into gyms and my body's better than theirs. My jump shot's better than theirs. My handle is better than theirs. You know why? Because I exercise every day, even when I don't feel like it. I eat I eat right when I don't feel like it. I drink a crap load of water, all right, when I don't feel like it. I go to bed early sometimes when I don't feel like it. But I'm invested in this so much that it's natural for me to work on my physical game as a coach. Amen to that. Number two, mental, right? This is where my curriculum comes involved. This is where all the ideas that you guys gave us today about going to learn. As a coach, you can't stop learning. You can't stop adding to your coaching toolbox. I didn't get paid a lot to go to the NCAA. I actually lost money compared to what my market value is to work at camp. But the only reason I went was because I knew I was going to learn a lot from Steve Lavin, Earl Watson. Guys, y'all don't even know this guy. John Moore won 800 games as a NAIA coach in California. Got a chance to hook up with one of my mentors, Mike Dunlap, won an NCAA Division II national championship, former NBA head coach. Got a chance to train Bruce Weber's NBA draft pick, Kansas State kid, whoever the kid was that I trained. Xavier Sneed, yeah, thank you. Like, I'm learning from that. I came back with a whole bunch of notes. And so mentally, like every day, what are you learning? What are you reading? What are you listening to? I can't tell you how many airplanes I'm on, and I'm listening to a podcast. And I don't know who the dude or woman next to me is, but they're watching Life with the Kardashians, or they're playing some stupid game. Now, it might be their, right, 2-hour veg out TV time. Don't think, like, it might be their social time. I get it. But when I'm driving an hour in a taxi, I'm not on social media looking at stupid stuff. I'm on social media. What can I pick up? What can I learn? What word can I add to my vocabulary? What drill can I add to my toolbox? What motivation thing will get to me so that I'm fired up for the next day? Like, what cause? Like, I'm Spider-Man looking for crime, right? I'm Thor trying to kill the bad guys. There's evil, there's fear, there's laziness, there's poverty, there's racism in our game. That's what I fight. I fight for racism. I fight laziness. I fight fear, and I fight poverty. Like, that's my why. That's what I coach. That's why I coach. I'm trying to break that in players and coaches. So mentally, guys, you got to be able, right, to maximize your time every day and learn something. I guarantee most of y'all don't even have a curriculum that you can give to somebody, say, here's what I do. And if you do, yo, dog, you're way ahead of the game. Because if you're a teacher, you have to have a lesson book. I'm saying some organized to where you can pass it to somebody and say, you know what, dog, here's what I've done. Let me give it to you. Because I think Zig Ziglar said the key to success is to help somebody find theirs. And so if you're an experienced coach and you can't hand somebody everything you do from a coaching standpoint, well, there's some that you can work on mentally right now. And Mihai can attest to this. We're adding to that every year. Number 3, emotionally. Like, all of us are competitive. I've had to work on this. But we know kids are different. We know kids are different because parents are different. Coaches are different. The whole culture of raising kids is different. So kids are different than when we grew up. That's a given. So you need to manage your emotions, right? You need to coach with charisma. You need to take the anger and the violence and turn it into passion. Like, I get angry. I even get violent, but it comes across as passion. It comes across as positive discipline. It comes across as constructive criticism. All right. I say it all the time. When you're emotional, you need to praise right and be excited for them like they're your own son or daughter. But when you correct wrong, you need to do it, and you need to do it with the point where you break the habit, right, and not the kid's spirit. So emotionally, you have to be able to handle that stress and anger and get the kid to find a solution. And like Kobe Bryant said on his podcast, I don't know if you guys saw that, but we'll talk about that next time. Kobe said, you can't bark and yell instructions. You got to pique kids' curiosity and help them figure it out. And I know what helps me a lot is I coach with a smile. I coach with charisma. I coach with humor. I relate to kids. I touch kids. I hug kids. I bring in some lyrics to songs and movies, and I meet the kids. Well, I try to, right? Meet the kids at their generation where they're at. That's what I mean by emotion. And if you're working out and you're learning, then your emotions are filled with joy, peace, confidence, passion, right? Kindness, excitement. But if you're not learning and you're bitter and all you talk about is problems and all you listen to is bullcrap, then you're going to have bitterness and edginess and narcissism and all that and anger.